My parents are still together too, so you're not the only one who can brag here.
Do you enjoy rubbing it in my face that my dad's dead? Huh?
That was not the intention, but
Yeah, I bet. Fucking unbelievable.
yeah? I got nothing against your mom. For the record.
I haven't met her, so it's not hard to have anything against her, really.
I'm sure she's a wonderful woman who raised a child.
Okay, yeah, no, let's do this. Go ahead, say what you really want to say. Fucking unreal. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the DigiVerse DiveCast, the only Digimon podcast that is definitely just now starting recording and didn't have an entire, nearly 2-hour discussion about manga.
I just realized something.
Yeah?
The intro to our manga episode is entirely about 02.
Sure is.
Yep.
We didn't expect to talk about those manga for an hour and a half. So that'll be a separate video you'll see tomorrow or the day after. Tee-hee. This podcast is hosted by me, Lotte, who's fucking, I don't know, man. I used all my good material on the first one.
I'm Momo. I enjoy. I'm ready to get this done. Ready to see it through. I was looking at my phone. Don't mind me.
Oh, okay. I'm Leon. I'm here, and I'm queer. Actually, I probably. Am I allowed to say that one? I know people get kind of antsy when people say queer.
What, really? I use the term all the time. I think it's a good umbrella term.
And maybe it's just like a Tumblr / sometimes
Because it's like technically like a reclaimed flair, and people like not every LGBT person is like entirely on like accepting it as reclaimed kind of deal.
Well, we are, so.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I'm here and I'm Leon. I'm here and I'm queer.
Do we have to get used to it?
Yeah, do we have to get used to that? I guess we do. We have already. Like, actually.
I talk about men all the time.
Yeah.
You do.
I do like women sometimes.
It's like it's easy to forget.
It's not. I made a whole tier list of hot, handsome, and cute characters from Kamen Rider, and there is women in all three characters. Or all three categories.
Thank you, Leon, for the out-of-context misogyny clip I can now cut out where you just like, I like women sometimes.
Wait. How is that misogyny?
Because out of context, you saying, I like women sometimes is really funny.
I'm Bridget.
I'm sorry.
Can I do my fucking intro? I swear to God. Are we good? Am I clear? Like, can I go? I'm Bridget. I like Dynasmon. There, that's all I wanted to say. Took a fucking eternity to get to it, Bo.
Like fire trucks and
Leon randomly saying, I'm sorry, women really got me for some reason. Oh, God.
I'll say it again. I meant the whole I like women sometimes as like attracted to women. I just kind of,
No, I completely understand what you meant. In context of the conversation, it makes perfect sense. It was just really funny. We're off to a fucking awesome start. Episode 47, Black War Greymon Seal. Oh my God. Okay, sorry, we might, we've been recording for over like 2 hours at this point. We're gonna probably go a little fast, it's fine. Only 4 episodes anyway.
So that's only 4 episodes.
Yeah. So, the episode starts off with all the Digimon in the digital world sealing up the digital gate to Hikarigaoka, because they realize that's probably a good thing to do.
Don't go here. That's bad.
Yeah.
Stop doing that.
That digital gate has caused them so many goddamn problems.
You see, like, Gabumon, like, laying bricks.
Yeah. So there is a news broadcast happening that is basically just talking about, oh, the monster incidents. They thought it was practical jokes, but now the government is considering like serious responses to the monster stuff. So that the government is going to be getting involved.
We are
Uh,
going to kill Gabumon.
which is on the one hand, like it's like, oh, cool. You know, like an actual like real life consequence, all this Digimon shit happening. Now, is the government actually going to get involved? Well, we have 3 episodes after this. You fucking, what do you fucking think is going to happen?
So all of the kids are staking out the like Dark Seed kids, like all their homes. They're kind of like just investigating and keeping an eye on them, considering they're all, really weird and fucked up and evil right now. At a point, we cut to Iori just kind of like having dinner with his grandpa. And Armadimon decides to break kayfabe.
He's like, like, you ratted me out for some jelly. Like, Yori, I'm sorry, it was so delicious.
I'm so hungry, Iori. So his grandpa is just like, yeah, I kind of figured he wasn't a stuffed animal, and he's from another world, perhaps a digital realm. And Iori's just like, what the fuck, huh? What do you mean you know about?
Some kind of digital world.
My God. So his grandfather goes on to explain that Iori's father, Hiroki, knew about the digital world and
Or
would
at least had like an inkling it existed.
yeah, because like he would often see his little characters and talk to them and stuff. And his grandpa thought his like son was just crazy, but as it turns out, no.
You laughed at me, Dad. You laughed at me.
Which, to be fair, if I was like a dad or a mom, I guess in my case, and like I'd see my like if it's like a fucking like my 5-year-old son, that'd be one thing. But that like Hiroki was already like a teenager at that point, clearly.
Yeah, he was in
If
high
I
school.
saw my like if I saw my fucking like 15-year-old son talk to fucking Delcatty like it was real or something, I'd be like, that's probably not good.
How do you feel about going to therapy, sweetie? It's
No, you're good. No, thank you.
No, I'm fine. I'm just talking to my little characters.
Well, my funny little characters.
Uh-huh.
Come on, have you seen
Don't
this?
you?
Have you seen this on a funny little egg character? Look at that.
Because sunglasses.
Iori's mom's like, are you planning on going out again? You should probably stay home, correct? And then his grandpa's like, no, it's fine. We're just going to kendo. Isn't that right, Iori?
Wink, wink, wink.
Nudge, nudge.
Iori's grandpa's a real one.
Yeah,
I have a question about Iori's dad.
sure.
And the
Uh-huh.
so Iori's what, like 13, 12?
She's like 8. Iori, he's like 8. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like the grandpa was talking about his dad like playing video games as like a kid. And I'm like, I don't know enough about like older video games to know if that's like possible or not.
It's really funny because it looked like he was playing a Super Nintendo, but like knowing like how old Iori's dad like logically had to have been by the point like he passed away.
It would have had to been like his dad would have been on like DOS shit.
Yeah, it would have been
Yeah.
like either like a DOS or like a fucking Atari or some shit. Like, is like the only thing that actually makes any sense.
Yeah, because
So
the
it is
SNES launched in 1990, so like
Like he could definitely be like a gamer, but it would be like really early video game shit.
yeah. Iori looks at his grandpa. Grandpa, what are you talking about? Retro are things like the PC 98 and Atari. The SNES is still pretty new.
They're making something called the PlayStation, Grandpa.
What are you talking about?
Dude, I've been playing on my DS Lite for like I don't know, DS Lite was probably not out in 2000.
No, I believe the GBA had like just come out.
It was like the first year to GB.
They're inventing a new dimension.
Besides, it's Digimon. They were playing on the fucking Wonder Swan.
Yeah, hell yeah, they were. So we cut to all the like Dark Seed children, and they're all going on and on about how they need to become their true selves and all this kind of shit. And then, like, we cut to an outside view where Iori is looking at I believe it's specifically Noriko, like the one kid we get that's named.
Yeah, Miyako was like watching her.
Yeah. And she specifically is having like a really intense shouting match with her mother. And like you hear glass breaking and shit. And like I remember watching the episode and be like, whoa, holy fuck. that kid is going for it. Jesus.
It's also really funny because like it's basically seems like the only things our protagonists have effectively been doing for the past few episodes is follow these kids around.
Yeah, pretty much.
I think even there's a bit Iori where it's like, I fucking hate that. I fucking hate not being able to interfere in this. I feel like a fucking wiretap.
Yep. Yeah. He's just like, this feels wrong to be doing.
It's just like a weird spot our protagonists have been put in where it's like they effectively have to just sit there and kind of look at and wait until like the villain does his thing.
Yeah. It's, kind of hard to approach a bunch of random children while their parents are around.
Parents and saying like, hey, I think your child has been infected by the dark seed. And this is like, what did you fucking say to me?
Get out of my house. I'm
Oh,
calling
What are
the
you
police.
saying about my child?
Hey, your child's possessed, by the way.
So Oikawa approaches Iori. And he starts like trying to sell him on the ideas of the dark seed. Like, what are you talking about? It's great. They're all doing like better in school and everything. And Iori's like, have you seen them? Like, shut up, dude.
He's like, he says something like, he said, what is it like? It doesn't come like, I don't feel good thinking I'm better than other people. I feel good by like helping others and contributing.
Yeah, being a superior being is, I think, how Oikawa describes them. And he's like, no, being a good person is about helping other people, not just being good at things. That doesn't make you better than other people. Which, like, really pisses him off. And then he sees that Iori's last
the name on his
Hida.
like his bag, yeah.
Yeah. And we get the big reveal 3 episodes before the show is over that Oikawa knew Iori's dad. So there's a lot to talk about for this reveal specifically, because what and also why.
I feel like there is like a world in which this reveal could have actually worked, right?
Yes. And it is yeah, I'll let you go.
Like there's just the problem of like this comes in like the three episodes in the show is done. Like we're like almost over. Like we were gearing up to fight like we were fighting like Piemon at this point in like adventure. Like all the reveals at that point were done.
Mm-hmm.
And it also doesn't help that this does not feel hinted at all.
No. In fact,
Like
there's a different character they pre-established a relationship with Oikawa that they drop after this.
Which one was that again?
Ken's dad.
Right.
They were coworkers.
Yeah. They were coworkers, and that's just. But like maybe they could have like I don't know foreshadowed this, maybe revealed this a couple episodes earlier or something.
Yeah.
If it wasn't for that piece of shit Daemon arc, or if the world tour stuff didn't happen.
Yeah,
like
the final arc of O2 is just a fucking mess.
This is like these episodes are so rushed, and it's like this didn't have to be. You just wasted like almost 10 episodes on bullshit when you could have spent this time, I don't know, building up Oikawa.
We'll talk about this more during the wrap-up episode, because there's like a lot to like kind of sink our teeth into as far as like the behind-the-scenes things as to why this probably happened. But yeah, it's oh god, this is just like one of those. There's so many points in these last 4 episodes where I was just like, man, this is actually a really neat plot point. It's a shame the show is over.
Yeah. It's like these episodes genuinely felt like they were speed running, and like this episode is effectively like speed running Oikawa's entire like motivation and like path to becoming a villain, which sucks because I actually like a lot about it. Like,
yeah, he's
I
cool.
think very genuinely Oikawa has the makings of like one of the best villains of the franchise.
Oh god, it's killing her. Bridget, are you okay?
Yeah, sorry. Just
Oh,
kind of.
I was just like, oh
Kinda
my god, it
choked-
actually killed her.
Kind of choked us. Kind of choked us a little bit there. It's fine. Cough it out. But no, I think Oikawa, like, yeah, and he has like the making. So again, one of the best villains we've seen in this franchise to this day. But it's just like they get so sidetracked with multiple things that like what's here is good. It should not have just been in this episode.
Yeah.
Like, I don't on face actually have a problem with the idea, like, that, like, with this relationship with Hiroki, or like, because I think it's a good idea. I think it involves Iori in the plot a little more than he fucking has been for a while and stuff. Like, but it's like,
sorry.
it's just like it's all in here, so Iori doesn't get a whole lot of time to react to it. We don't like. It's. I think one of the things this hurts the most is actually the whole thing between him and, because it's like, because there's no time to like build up or establish like at all why Hiroki even saw life in his fucking video game creatures. He does just kind of come off as like a fucking weirdo who's got something wrong with him, and it just kind of accidentally cast his granddad. And no, that was like probably the correct thing to do at that point in time. It was probably like it does come off as an unhealthy obsession. Sorry,
a little bit, yeah.
I do think, like, at the very least, like, I also just assumed the pivot to like Iori's dad was also just like this is like the most like efficient way we can get like his back. We can just pivot to his backstory.
yeah,
most likely, yes.
Because I do like, because like I've I guess, like, he sees that, he starts freaking out, and like Arukenimon and Mommymon are about to like throw hands, and no, your couch like, no, fuck, no, back off, we're leaving, we're going now.
Mm-hmm. He like clearly has like a breakdown about it,
and that's when they show off his backstory.
Yeah, we had a
He
really
has, like,
extended sequence.
He has like a breakdown about it, but it's also clearly like he does not, under any circumstance, wishes to hurt like Hiroki's family.
Mm-hmm.
Which is like, it's good. Like, I like Oikawa. He's a good like there's like good there, but go on. Fucking
I just like when he always has like these like, because obviously he's trying to be like, haha, I'm so evil, but then he'll always either like buck like just like he'll just come off way too dorky, or like he'll just have like these moments of clarity where he's like, oh god, what am I doing?
Mm-hmm. So Oikawa is like kind of like just going along like an overpass of a train track, just along a bridge, and it just starts thinking about the past and everything that happened. He starts thinking about the kind of digital world project him and Hiroki were working on, and just all of like the things related to that. That's how he. No, sorry, that comes afterward. Basically, him and Hiroki like both saw these like digital creatures in their video games and stuff. Yeah, and they started getting along, and they started creating like attempting to create a like digital world thing, like to like materialize these and be able to interact with these creatures they kept seeing in various things.
But they have to give up on that, because eventually, their dad, Hiroki's dad, was like, what the fuck are you doing?
Yeah,
stop with this crazy shit.
And they were like sort of working on it in the background on the side, but then Hiroki died. And after that happened, Oikawa was visiting his grave and was like, or no, actually, I think it's presently he goes to visit the grave, right? It's kind of weird in the way they.
It's like transitioning between like the present and his flashback.
Yeah. Like while he's at Hiroki's grave, he's like, see, look, I did it. I digitized my DNA and I gave it life. Like we succeeded. We did it. And at that point, like Arukenimon and Mommymon, like kind of like hallucinations of them, are basically shit talking him. Yeah, being like, this is your true form. You're like a fucking monster. Like you're hideous.
What was it? They quote Black. Was it Black Woman?
Yeah,
You're an alien substance.
Alien substance. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
At a point, it looks like Okawa's like considering fucking jumping onto the train tracks. which was kind of crazy. Then he starts screaming something about not being weak and running away.
I think there's like a line I also remember. I think it was here where he says like, "I was too tainted to go to the Digimon world."
Yeah.
Like I'm a fucked up evil adult. They won't let me in there.
Yeah. He like sort of implies that adults in general can't go, but
I took it more as like, well, I assume like adults generally don't, but I took that more as like because he's like a bad person.
Iori actually talks to his grandfather about Oikawa, and he asks like, "Hey, was my dad a good person?" And his grandpa's like, "Yeah, why?" And Iori's like, "Why did he know Oikawa then? Like, what the fuck is up with that?" And his grandpa's like, "Oh, Oikawa's still around. Uh-oh." And like kind of explains their whole relationship to Iori, basically.
He even says like, in retrospect, I probably should not have stopped them from doing what they were doing.
Yeah, just like it was a mistake to not let them like chase their dreams. Haha. I believe at this point we cut to Ken attempting to reason with Noriko because she is approaching like a shrine area. And she basically tells him to. It's funny, this is going to be later in the dub zone. She basically tells him to fuck off and calls him a loser. Goes into the shrine.
And like, Ken, what happened? He wasn't very nice to me.
She was mean to me.
Very nice to me.
So everyone else shows up, and her barcode makes her go sicko mode.
This always happens.
Yeah, it starts glowing.
Do you have like a little barcode on your?
You didn't notice it?
No.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, I'm getting poached by Digimon again. Hang on. Ah!
Hey, racism made something for you.
So a sprout appears on her head, which blooms into fucking, of course, a Japanese spider lily. This is a piece of symbolism that anime fucking loves using because the spider lily represents rebirth and renewal.
Death as well, doesn't it?
Yeah, like a combination of all of it. So if you see spider lilies in anime, it usually means something bad is about to happen. Yeah.
I love Digimon Survive.
Oh my
Shout out
god.
to my favorite Yu-Gi-Oh card, Phoenixian Cluster Amaryllis.
A very common piece of symbolism. Like, now that I've told you about it, you'll probably fucking see it everywhere. Oh, Oikawa, like, so they start, like, fighting, like, attempting to get the girl back, because, you know, she has the flower coming out of her head. And, like, Amamimon and Okenimon try to stop them. And we cut to a shot of Oikawa fucking football carrying this child.
It's like, I gotta go.
I'm gonna keep a little tally here. That is Oikawa not beating the allegations. That's one.
God damn it.
I just want to go to the digital world with all these children.
Officer,
what are you... Officer!
Leave me alone! No! But the truck full of all the other children is... Why are you handcuffing me?
You're trying to stall me back from my dreams. That's all you're doing.
Oh my god! So... Oh, Jesus Christ. Noriko has decided to join Oikawa. Like, clearly, like, this is of her own free will kind of stuff. It's not really, but also, yes, kind of her free will. It's complicated.
The seed is, like, influencing her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's making manifest her desires in the worst way possible, essentially. Iori attempts to, like, run down Oikawa, and he just slaps Iori away, which sends him tumbling, like, 20 feet.
Off screen.
Yeah.
It's like, Oikawa's a big dude.
So the flower begins glowing, and Oikawa basically absorbs the flower off of her head, which doesn't
real quick.
fix her.
Real quick. But I think the funniest part of that flashback is nothing really unusual happened to him to make him his skin turn fucking dark gray. He just kind of did that when Hiroki, he got really sad about Hiroki dying.
Yeah, he stopped taking care of himself. Literally doesn't see the sun anymore.
They were
guy.
gay lovers.
Neither do I, but I'm not great.
Anyway, you were talking about Oikawa like absorbing the flower on the child's head.
Yeah, a Momo to be.
Counted
yeah,
two.
Yeah, put it into. Momo, his skin turning gray is because he's a walking corpse. It is actually literally a piece of symbolism.
Yeah.
I mean, I get what you mean.
Yeah. So, and Black War Greymon shows up now, by the way.
Yay!
Yay!
He basically shows up, calls out Oikawa for being a bitch baby loser. And it kind of works, actually. He basically tells Oikawa that, like, doing this isn't going to save you from your loneliness. It is just going to make it worse. Like, you do realize that becoming God isn't gonna make you happy. It is just going to make you even more lonely. And
man, fucking that talk Wormmon had with him really fucking did a number.
Oh yeah,
Greymon, huh?
I think I'd feel like that if Wormmon did that to me.
If Wormmon told me to suck it up and stop giving myself a pity party over being sad, I think I
like if Wormmon's telling you to stop being pathetic, like, you know.
Damn. But like, it seemingly is like making
working?
Yeah, it's seemingly working. And like he starts having flashbacks to being with Hiroki, and at this point I'm just like, oh, they were like gay, I guess.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, there was clearly something going on here. At the very least with Oikawa. Yeah. And then I have a note that just says, showing my boyfriend's grave, my shitty little spider doodle. They got to a shot of him like holding up the laptop with the shitty little pixel art of the spider.
I love like that shot like of him watching the train tracks and you just see the big spider superimposed over it.
Yeah, it's one of the screenshots I have in the rotation. It's so good.
It's the little spider. I made it just for you.
I want you to have it.
I want you to have it.
I don't want this, Oikawa.
Yeah, Hiroki's like, I don't want this, Oikawa.
Gives it to Arukenimon.
Is that cool? Well, I mean,
whatever,
man.
Yeah.
So, at this point, the shadow like overtakes Oikawa fully. He was very close to actually like coming to his senses and kind of being like snapping out of it.
Yeah, you're right.
But unfortunately, whatever thing is possessing Oikawa.
Also, because did we mention the granddad like shows up here yet? Or?
Oh,
yeah,
that's right. Yeah,
also shows up too, and he's like,
and that's like
what almost gets to him. He's like, you were my son's friend. You want to be my friend? I want to talk so much things. I like the line where it's I just wanted someone I can talk to about my son.
Yeah.
And also, I think a thing we got to mention, there's just a hard cut to War Greymon already evolved, sensing Black War Greymon in the area and just immediately flies towards him.
I gotta go. Oh yeah, one last inner thing, because it's not important, but there's a bit I like with like while the splashback stuff is happening with Arukenimon and Mummymon, and they're like, so like Black War Greymon said we weren't actually Digimon. Ever think about that? Like, and Arukenimon basically says, "You're stupid. Stop thinking."
Don't think about it. It's not worth it.
I just really wanted to mention the War Greymon bit because it's like, man, you are
yeah.
Yeah.
I need sensitive.
I know what you are.
I know what you are.
A lot of homosexual tension in this episode.
Sorry, I'm just imagining that, but Black War was just like thinking to himself, Dark Tower?
Anyway, Black War Greymon seemingly knows what is possessing Oikawa, which,
doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
He has no way of knowing this.
It's for the plot, guys. Ignore it.
It's not even really like.
It's just like a weird insert that I don't know why. So the collecting all of the dark seeds will allow him to become powerful enough to open up a gate to the digital world by himself and go there, which is his main goal. Black War Greymon gets one shot by whatever this giant shadow is. Like, it tears open a fucking hole in his stomach.
Worth noting, but he like that shot was getting aimed at her at the grandfather, but
Yes.
like
Takes
Black
the
War
blow.
Greymon takes the blow for him.
At which point he decides to become a seal on the digital gate that exists within Hikarigaoka so that Oikawa cannot open it. And like that's his big final sacrifice, and he dies doing that.
You know, in a way, I actually really like this because like the entire show, Black War Greymon was basically to like die because he was like not finding his purpose and he was like scared of it. And now in a sort of like ironic twist of fate, he has with his death, he has found like set purpose in being the seal for the Hikarigaoka gate. And I think that is actually kind of a very almost beautiful, like closed loop like ending to his arc. I'm also going to keep this little note here. Don't worry about this yet. We're going to come back to this.
Okay.
Put a pin in that.
I'm going to put a little yeah. There's a little pin here. Don't worry. I'm going to slowly add things to this in the podcast. You'll see where we're coming with this later.
The surprise duel, etc.
Also, War Greymon is like screaming Black War Greymon's name.
I think Agavon, I think you have some soul searching to do after this, my guy.
He was smitten.
God. Moving into Shin Dub Zone episode 47, Black War Greymon's Destiny. So, at the beginning of the episode, there is Gabumon is talking instead of the narrator. The news mentions that the Digimon incidents were done by practical jokers and goofballs.
Hooligans.
God. When Iori's grandpa is talking about Hiroki, like, talking to the little digital characters, he goes, "It gave me the willies if you want to know the truth."
I'll be honest, I'm psyched there's something wrong with my fucking son.
During that part where the one child is getting really angry and screaming, they remove the glass breaking sound effect, and she doesn't sound as angry while yelling. Hiroki's name was actually kept the same. They did not change Cody's dad's name. It is still Hiroki. And now, the thing that I completely... So I was watching the dub while in call with Leon and Bridget, because Momo had shown up at this point. And because they were talking and like I was kind of having a conversation while just keeping my ear open for particularly interesting dub notes, there is a point where Noriko says to Ken, "Bug off, insect boy." But because I was having a conversation, it very much sounded like she said, "Fuck off, insect boy."
You can't be saying that.
And I recorded a clip of it because it really sounded like it to me. So I'm just gonna play that real quick.
I'm out of here, so do me a favor, bug off, insect boy.
So yeah, I just played it for the video listeners. You can tell me in the comments whether or not you think it sounded like she said, "Do me a favor and fuck off, insect boy." They removed the sound effect for when Oikawa slaps Cody's shit. He just waves his hand and Cody silently flies across the screen.
Be gone.
He uses the force, just be gone, child. And then the last notable thing that happens is when Cody is trying to convince Oikawa that the girl is being manipulated. Oikawa's like, "This is actually her own choice." And the girl goes, "Yeah, that's your opinion. This is cool."
That's just my opinion, though.
It's your opinion, man.
It's just like your opinion, man. Okay, moving straight into, because we gotta go. Moving straight into episode 48, Terror, Belial Vamdemon. Fucking spoilers. So, the episode opens up with all of them in the bushes because the Darkseed children have begun coalescing.
They're still talking to Darkseed children.
They are, in fact, still talking, these children. The first exchange of the episode is Koshiro being like, "Hey Yamato, are you sure you're okay with letting Taichi go with Sora?" And Yamato's like, "No, actually, Taichi is the better pick here. Like, he's got Agumon with him. Why are you being weird about this?"
Like, dude, I'm not fucking obsessive over this shit. Don't. What do you think? What do you think? Why do you think that of me?
Like,
Come on.
what do you think? I'm gonna get cucked or something, Koshiro? What is your problem?
I'm the one doing the cucking here, really.
Yeah.
They weren't even in a relationship, though.
I mean,
They weren't at
according,
that point.
yeah, that's. People like to think they were though. The dub certainly treats it like they were.
Yeah.
Man, the dub writers when they see the fucking pivot to talk Yamato and Sora.
Seething,
That guy-
molding. My ship, my OTP.
Nah, I bet it was just a bunch of 50. Oh, okay. Well, I guess we'll just
No,
pivot. There will be there will be no consequences to this. Clueless.
I just think about I'm just the image in my head is the guy, ripping his headphones off.
See, I just don't think the writers were that invested. Not for this fucking show. I think they just looked main guy, main girl. Okay, yeah, like that's just how that works.
I mean,
and then they saw and then they saw this pivot and was like, oh, okay, I guess, yeah, sure. I mean, whatever. I don't think. I mean, what are the consequences of this going to be? Nothing, right?
As far as I've seen from like production history stuff, a lot of people who work on kids shows hate the fact that ship culture becomes so prominent around them. They can't stand that kids care about this shit.
Awesome.
Yeah, because boy, when the pivot to well, I guess because we're talking about the dub to Mad happened. Oh dear.
I know people into Digimon that are still not over it.
Yeah, no, it's crazy. It was so prominent, but even though Try was made like in Japan first, there was still like a lot of like baiting about the subject, and they also like made a new character to try to pivot away from. Please don't be mad about Sora.
Yeah, really funny how they keep doing that. Actually,
yeah.
Anyway. We'll talk about that when we get the fucking reboot.
Yeah.
Which is gonna be like a weird aside in like episode 50, but whatever.
Ugh, don't remind me how many episodes that show has.
66.
I just told you not to.
Yep.
Lotte's not very good at following directions.
Anyway.
Koshiro's mom calls him up from a payphone 3 feet away from them.
Oh, I love this bit.
It's really cute. It's really cute.
It's like all your little friends doing like your Digimon thing.
Yeah.
So, like, keeping an eye on those kids. Oh,
yeah,
like,
Mom.
All the other parents are helping. I want to help out too.
It's like, well, it could get dangerous, Mom. So I don't know if you should be here. Well, do you want some I give you some sandwiches. Do you want me to like call up all those? Like,
by the way,
parents?
like they're just having like an out-and-out conversation. So by all accounts, the cover is like entirely blown.
Yeah.
Nah, they're behind like a bunch of trees and shit. It's fine. Although there's a bit, I think this is the bit where it happens where like Vmon makes like the cutest noise I've ever heard.
Yeah.
Yahoo!
Yahoo!
When Vmon when he hears there is food.
Yippee! We need a Vmon autism creature, I think.
We definitely do.
Yeah, it's called Chibimon.
The Shibimon of autism?
Probably.
Maybe. He can if you want him to.
So,
sure.
Hikari starts worrying about the fact that literally nothing has improved in any way, shape, or form for a while now.
Like, we've been like really ineffective for like a while. Like, we're not really doing shit. It's not really getting better.
It's just like, it really does not help my fucking anxiety that Oikawa ain't doing shit.
Yeah. And then Takaru is just like... Go ahead, Bridget.
Meanwhile, Oikawa is literally just standing there menacingly.
Yep.
Called.
fucking Takaru is just like, it's okay, just believe in us and do your best. It's like, Thanks, dude. Very
Well,
helpful.
Maybe you should start working on like the doing part. Like that could be a good start, I think.
I think the most important part of being a chosen child is to have fun and be yourself.
That's pretty patently not the most important part of being a chosen child, but sure.
Like, Takaru, you were ready to, like, you beat the shit out of Ken. Where's that energy? Where's your fucking rage? Just attack Oikawa. Just tackle him. Fuck it.
Just all you jump him.
Yeah.
He seems like he's kind of like built like a freak, but like maybe if you gang up on him, you can make it work. I don't know.
Like, yeah, you're like several of you are very athletic. You could probably kick his ass if you really wanted to.
Ignore the fact he just punched a hole through Black or Greymon, but you know.
Yeah, there is the whole. I mean, like if they had done it earlier, like they could have done it. Like
Probably,
they waited too late is the problem.
Mm-hmm. Yes,
like if they just jumped him from the start, it would have been fine. But they waited too late. Now it's not gonna work anymore.
See, yeah, this is why Digimon Savers is objectively the best season, because Masaru, in no way, shape, or form, hesitates to immediately jump to violence.
Yeah, no, he would have punched Oikawa out like second one.
Sorry, I'm now imagining the situation in which Masaru was put in O2 and he just actually decks Oikawa Frey 1.
This would be like the funniest Digimon spin-off manga they could make. Just put Masaru in every other Digimon season and see what happens.
How quickly he solved the issue just through force.
Yeah.
Caves Oikawa's chest in the first episode he shows up in. It's like, all right, what next?
Just adding the concept of what they call it, Digisoul,
yeah,
to other shows and seeing what happens.
Oh my god, we are getting way off topic. Oh my god. Okay. So yes,
fun.
Yeah,
I'm having fun.
That's true. Yeah, sorry. Just like it's already late, so you know. Okay, so Oikawa does show up. Like they like have that little conversation with each other, and then they look over and like, oh fuck, Oikawa's here. Right. As it turns out, Oikawa, Mummymon, and Arukenimon are actually watching them from a rooftop. Ken feels like something is off, but then goes, nah, it's probably just my imagination. I was sitting there being like, no, Ken, it's never just your imagination, you fucking fool.
I think like Oikawa, like, and like the others are like on a roof.
Yeah.
And they're like, and he says like it's like, what was it? There's a bit where like Oikawa says, it's, what if they can see us? And like Oikawa's like, it's fine. By the time they see us, it'll be too late. And then Mummimon's like, oh man, that's bad for us. No, yeah. Too late for them.
You fucking moron. It's really good. Koshiro's mom, because she's like, well, all the other parents are helping. I want to help as well. So she offers to contact the parents of every other, like all the Dark Sea children and like send them to where they currently are. At which point, like, someone says, like, is that really going to help anything? And I forget who says it, but they're just like, I mean, fuck it, right? We've seen miracles happen before. We won't know till we try.
Tailmon says that.
Yeah. And like, yeah, actually, good point. I mean, fuck it, right?
I mean, that's basically how they got through the can.
Mm-hmm.
No, I'm a late. This isn't actually how it, like, doesn't really do anything in the end, but, you know.
It kind of does. It kind of does.
Also, with who?
With because Noriko and Taichi and all them wind up getting to the digital world because all the other parents are like grouped up and like sending their love and wishes.
Oh, that's fair. No, that's fair. I missed that bit. Yeah.
Also, Ken is the one who actually speaks up, being like he says like, no, getting their parents here might actually help. Talking to my parents helped me, and I'm just like, yes, thank you, Ken. You would know.
I believe his line was something like, the darkness in me faded when I realized my parents loved me.
Yeah. Very literal.
Which I understand what he means, but it's such a funny way to say it.
Mm-hmm.
You ever seen like that clip of like an MMA fight, and it's like both fighters are involved in custody battles involving their children.
So they decide to confront Oikawa, and he basically says, oh yeah, by the way, if the seeds continue growing in these children and I don't remove them, they'll die. These kids are gonna die. So, you know, I'm actually doing a good thing by getting it out of them. Yeah, I'm helping them. Ignore that I was the one that put it in them in the first place.
Yeah, no, Ivor even says that. It's like, you knew that and you put it in them in the anyway? Fuck you.
Oikawa starts like doing the Vandemon like card seal thing on his laptop to start opening the gate. And Daisuke
Playing
almost
solitaire.
yeah, Daisuke is almost like, well, that's not gonna work. And then everyone's like, shut the fuck up, Daisuke.
Shut up.
He doesn't need to know that.
I like that they're literally like, we wait for him to realize he can't go and start freaking out.
And then we jump him.
It's just like they're expecting him to freak out.
Yeah. So at this point, Okawa says something along the lines of, only dumb idiot baby children can actually go to the digital world. The Dark Towers were meant to allow me to go there. But you fucking assholes destroyed them all. So now I have to resort to the seeds.
So basically at this point, like, they start asking him a bunch of questions, like about how basically most things in the show work, and he gives a bunch of answers that are like, I'm not gonna lie, a lot of them come off very retconny.
Yes, extremely so. Funny enough, he actually approaches this conversation because, like, after they shut up Daisuke, he's just like, well, I'm gonna win, so you may as well ask me stuff.
Yeah, he's like, oh, sure, I'll answer whatever, because who cares? You can't stop me now.
Yeah. And so they're just all right.
I do get it is, like, absolutely, like, super retconny, but I do like the phrase, the Dark Towers have many uses.
Yeah, yeah.
The one I like is when, like, Ken asks, like, okay, so why does the Dark Seed do this now, and not, like, why did mine not do it? It's like, oh, well, yours was the original, so it acclimated to your body really well, but these are copies, so they didn't. I'm like, fuck off, shut up. Covering your fucking ass right now, dude.
Oikawa,
shut the fuck up.
Oikawa desperately making shit up while acting all haughty. Like, I love to imagine that, like, he's like opening the gate and they start asking these like real questions, and he's just like, oh fuck, I don't know the answer to any of this.
What you can't see is the tab with Wikipedia with the Digimon wiki up behind this fucking gate.
By the way, as he's doing this, he's like, he's like surrounding himself by children and making him sing a song. I'm gonna add like 5 counters to that one of not being the alligator. Because holy fuck.
He does begin
He's like,
crying.
come on, guys. He's like, yeah, he starts crying and fucking Mommy wonder, what's wrong?
And then he's
I'm
like,
just so happy because my dream's about to come true.
And then he starts singing, we're all going to the digital world, boys and girls. And it's just like, oh, this dude has lost it.
But again, he's also surrounding himself with children, so it's like, dude, man.
Yes. So I have 2 notes that just says, he chose Ken just cause, no particular reason. He met him at the funeral and was just like, yeah, this kid's fucked up. He's the one. The Dark Towers were originally part of Dagomon's ocean.
That's where they came from, yeah.
That's where they came from.
Sure.
I mean,
yeah, okay.
like, that's like, I mean, I would have just assumed, like, they had some, like, since they spread darkness or whatever, like, they probably did come from the Dark Ocean.
I am perfectly fine with that being the case.
Took a while to just confirm it, I guess.
Yeah. So, Black War Greymon, so he opens, a gate opens behind him. And at that point, my note just says Black War's Bewarg sacrifice meant fucking nothing. Which...
Oh, okay. Like, I was going to try to be subtle about it, but yeah. So, he goes in and, like, gets into this weird, like, other space that's clearly not the digital world.
Yeah. So
and they theorize that it's because Black War Greymon closed the Igarikaoka gate. But that's actually not why that happened.
Yeah.
So, if you look, like, on his laptop, he was doing the card thing that the kids in 01 used to go back to the human world in the Vamnamon arc.
Yep.
However, if you look closely, there was a bit in that where the top left card was between, I think it was Agumon and Gomamon.
Oh my god, you're fucking right! Oh my god, I forgot!
In Adventure, Taichi picks Gomamon, and that was the correct pick. If you look at the screen, you see that the card he slots in there is Agumon.
Yes.
So he does the puzzle wrong, and that's why he ends up in there. It has fucking nothing to do with Black War Greymon's sacrifice.
Taichi chose Gomamon because he wanted to keep the Agumon card for himself.
I don't know, that feels like too small of a detail. But since like they say like, oh, it's probably because of Black Greymon.
I mean, like it just lines up better because it's like if the Blackboard Greymon thing was it, then it would have done nothing. But Genai even says like in Adventure, like if you get this wrong, you're probably going to end up in some weird fucked up universe that is neither the digital world nor the real world, which is what happens because he fucked up the puzzle.
Yeah, he does.
Like they make it is a specific shot of him slotting the cart into like the Agumon cart into that slot. Like it is a small thing, but they do focus on it for a little bit, which tells me that was an intentional like part of the scene.
No, yeah, like I actually think that's like 100% true. Because yeah, Genai goes into the whole thing about you'll wind up in a fucked up dimension where like people and Digimon swap appearances or whatever the fuck.
I think he says you might end up somewhere like that.
Well, yeah, but like he was just giving an example of a weird place you might wind up if you fuck up the puzzle, and then Oikawa fucks up the puzzle, which is weird because at that point, Vamdemon basically had control. So did he fuck it up on purpose so that it could materialize?
Yeah, I mean, empathetically, yes, because when they get to that dimension, Vamdemon even says like, "This is the perfect dimension for me. This is what I wanted."
He says this isn't where he meant to end up.
Oh, does he?
Yeah, he literally says this isn't where I wanted to go, but this works out anyway.
Huh.
He wanted to go to the digital world.
I guess he just fucked it up then. Like
Yeah.
he fucked his own puzzle up.
Yeah.
Again, that's what him saying. That's why I assumed that was like maybe just some different footage. They used like the wrong, because I assumed they just reused footage for that.
But it's
so
like
I just think they reused the wrong clip.
I don't know. I just don't know because again, it's like a shot they briefly do focus on, and it's like everything else about how this happens lines up with how Genai says it would happen if they fucked it up. So
I just assume because usually when something like this happens, they really call it out. So
my working theory, and this is giving the writers the most amount of credit, was Oikawa did in fact fuck up the puzzle, and that's why they get sent to the weird dimension. The reason they are able to get to the digital world afterward is so the seal worked because like the gate doesn't open to the digital world. They don't use the Hikariga Oka gate to get into the digital world. They fucking bust open a wall in reality.
Yeah.
So like I think both ideas are correct. So Black War Greymon seal did in fact work. And Oikawa also fucked up the puzzle anyway, which sends them to the weird dimension.
I mean, yeah, sure. I just don't know what Black War Greymon seal really adds to that then, though, because he's just gonna go to he was gonna go there anyway. Like, I don't know. I'm not gonna dwell on this much longer. There's other problems I have with like how they follow up Black War Greymon's sacrifice that I think are a lot more egregious than this. So I'm gonna leave it.
Once they get into the weird fucked up dream dimension, the Rocky Horror picture show opening begins talking to him because it is a giant floating pair of lips.
I'd recognize those anywhere.
Yeah.
Those luscious purple lips.
So, okay. Retcon, Vamdemon never died. His data was scattered, and he...
I don't... Yeah, and then he went into Oikawa, because...
During his moment of weakness, yeah.
So, I don't know. How do you guys feel about the reemergence of Vamdemon? Because I'll be honest, I hate it.
I don't like... I mean, it absolutely fucking comes out of nowhere, but it's like... I don't hate it, I guess. Kind of like how it plays out, I suppose.
I just, like... I think Oikawa on his own is already like a really strong, sympathetic villain, and then it just kind of comes off to me as like I don't know, throw the most popular adventure villain in there at the last minute.
I get what you mean. At the very least, I like how it's like he was preyed upon in like his absolute worst moment.
Yeah,
because I do like that scene where like he sees like the original kids like go back to the digital world and he just breaks down and is like, "What? Take me with you."
Yeah. No, like it's I like the setup for it being like an evil Digimon that is like taken over. I don't love the fact that it's Vamdemon.
like, my question becomes kind of like, why does it have to be Vandemon, right? Like, there's nothing about this setup that, like, necessitates it being Vandemon.
Yeah.
It just kind of feels like a last-minute pull to get the most popular adventure villain back in here. Like, this realistically could have been any fucking evil Digimon.
Mhm.
So I don't know, it just comes it just comes off kind of desperate, and I think kind of risks take like I think the thing I hate is like from now on, like the villain and the focus is Vandemon, and it's like, man, I want more time with fucking Oikawa though. I don't want to spend time on Vandemon. We've had a whole arc about him. Fuck Vandemon, dude. Like, I don't get what this adds to the show.
Vandemon reveals that the evil rings were actually inverted holy ring data. Sure. This
Whatever.
is just something thrown in for the sake of
whole-
explaining what the
The
evil
holy,
rings were.
the holy ring that was just on Tillmon's fucking Till can do fucking anything in this show, apparently.
Yeah, quite literally, as we learn in the final episode as well.
The MacGuffin.
Oikawa begins
It's
to
just a thing she lost to a Unimon. Like, fucking hell.
Oikawa throws up a copy of himself and like kind of faints afterward. At which
He
point,
vomits it out. Like if
Yeah.
you ever seen Dragon Ball, it's like when Evil Boo happens.
yeah, like almost exactly.
Yeah.
And then the copy begins absorbing the flowers of all the children who came to the weird, fucked up dimension with him. Mummymon and Arukenimon hold off all the Jogresses while he does that. So at that point, like when like he literally just absorbs all the flowers, and then his body explodes into Belial Vandemon. He introduces himself as Belial Vandemon. At which point he begins immediately brutalizing Arukenimon. Like, holy shit, dude.
Like this
Like-
probably like that's like the most violent you can get in a show for like 10, 8-year-olds.
Yeah,
I hate to be a doubter. I hate this scene too. I'm like, why are we doing such a fucking like actually like really cruel and weird like off-putting like torture scene for the comedy, like for the fucking Team Rocket comedy duo?
Yeah, like I think the purpose was to sell that like this dude is just objectively pure evil. Fuck this guy, but like it's maybe a bit much.
Because it's just like over and over. It's like, oh, now you're thinking of this I can do to you. Oh, now you're thinking of that horrible thing I can do to you. As like the kid forced to watch. It's such a I get the purpose, but I don't think you needed to go this hard, man. To the fucking to the comedy spider lady too, like.
Mummymon gets really upset about it and tries to attack, at which point Belial Vandemon uses melting blood and kills him by melting him. He's dead.
Yeah, that's the end of both of them. That's how they go out.
Mm-hmm. All of the Digidestined are just like, oh my god, we're going to fucking die. Except
They're just like, we give up. We give up. Like,
Yeah.
because like
Yeah,
all
they
the Digimon
just,
are like,
like-
let us Digivolve. Well, we can fight back. It's like, no, I'm not letting you fight him. He'll kill you.
yeah, he's going to kill you. Which, you know, like,
Not Daisuke though.
yeah. And like, honestly, I get all of them being like, no. Like, after what they just fucking watched, yeah, like, holy shit. But yeah, Daisuke and XVmon are just like, nah.
No, we'd win.
no,
I'd literally I'd win.
So, like, Daisuke and XVmon literally just start fighting. And like,
Like, just the bit where like, because they're like, Daisuke are insane. There's no way XPmon has a chance against something like Belly of Andamon, and it's like, maybe you're right. Daisuke, come on, believe in me.
yeah, just like, maybe I thought you'd lose for a brief second there. My favorite part is though Ken attempting to stop Daisuke, and like they even go so far as to animate the fact that his hand is shaking like the entire time he's trying to stop him. It's very good.
This is like I can't believe there are people who don't like Daisuke.
Yeah, no, it's insane to me.
He is literally the one part of this finale that I'm like into right now. Like anything else, I find stupid. Like Daisuke will like do a dumb thing. I'm like, yay, Daisuke, he's cool.
Yippee.
I like him.
But that's where the episode ends. Is Daisuke being like, it just telling
Get him,
everyone to, like,
Digimon.
yeah, and like,
Yeah,
stop.
I can do this with XVmon. I'm like, you know what? You're completely out of your depth, but I trust you, Daisuke.
Yeah.
He knows what he's doing.
No, he absolutely does not.
He knows what he's
Yeah,
doing.
but he doesn't need to know what he's doing because he knows he's gonna win.
Yeah, he just knows.
He doesn't know what he's doing, therefore he knows what he's doing.
Daisuke be like, IDK, but be knowing. Shin Dub Zone, episode 48. Oikawa Shame.
Shame.
Yeah, the very short one. Beliovamdemon was changed to Malomyotismon, which I appreciate them keeping the alliteration there, because Beliovamdemon in Japanese would be pronounced as two B sounds, because Beliobamdemon, yada yada yada. So they kept the alliteration there. Appreciate that. Izzy in the dub asks more explicitly about Tai and Sora because of course in the dub they love pushing that thing. And then when Oikawa is singing his weird song, it is actually pretty much unchanged. He still just sings a weird song saying, "Let's go, children of the digital world." That was it.
That's awesome.
These last 3 episodes have basically nothing changed dub-wise, except for like
That is-
attack names.
That's kind of surprising. A lot of this shit feels like prime material to just stick in a bunch of jokes.
Yeah, no, like shockingly. I mean, I'm sure there's like small jokes every now and again. I just didn't bother writing them down. We can move straight into episode 49, The Last Armor Evolution.
This episode swag.
So, XVmon begins to, like, start trying to fight and just kind of eat shit immediately at first. And, like, Takaru is just like, oh my god, he's gonna die. There's nothing we can do.
Save that poor boy.
And I forget if this is just my note or if Daisuke actually says something along the lines of, would you stop being such a fucking downer? I think it might just be my note.
Like
Yeah. But Daisuke starts believing in XVmon really fucking hard. Like, really hard. At which point, XVmon starts throwing punches that are working.
Speaking of, on screen.
Yeah. Starts, like, dealing some actual damage to Beliovamdemon. Go figure. And Beliovamdemon's like, okay, nah, fuck this. And uses a move called Mind Illusion, which immediately it becomes very obvious that all of the Digidestined start seeing their ideal worlds. Like, Takaru is seeing just having dinner with his entire family. Miyako at first... Yeah, go ahead.
The Takaru one makes sense, even if it's like, you know, they haven't really focused on it, but like, yeah, you know, I get it.
Yeah.
He's still a little hung up on the divorce.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then we see Miyako's, which makes no fucking sense at first, but then makes sense when they actually talk about it again later.
It's also just like her main thing was always just like everything involving the digital world, because like I feel like of all of them, her life is like one of the most. You don't really have any problems in a regular life.
Yeah. So
because her thing at first is like, oh, she's eating a bunch of sweets, and I'm like, oh man, and then they like kind of lie. It's like, oh yeah, I'm spending some time alone away from my family because I'm really bothered by how busy it always is. And I'm like, have you ever expressed this in the show?
Once or twice.
She mentioned it like, oh, trying to get out of my busy house is always such a pain, like early on, but you know, you don't see much of her family in like the latter half, so.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and like very occasionally during the little vignettes where she's at home, you see like her getting annoyed by her brothers and sisters like nagging her and shit. Yeah.
Okay, that's fair. Yeah.
But, like as far as her real world stuff, that's literally all she's got. All of her other issues are entirely digital world related.
Yeah, like that, like her big thing basically got wrapped up when she killed Lady Devimon.
Yes.
With that skateboard.
Yeah. And then Hikari, her ideal world is her being allowed to just fucking relax for a change.
And also, you know, just a world where, you know, Digimon and humans are living together.
Yeah, because she's all pure and nice and stuff. Mm-hmm. We didn't give her any character ecstasies.
It's just her hanging out with Tailmon. And then one by one, their Digimon partners are just like, hey, are you sure you're cool with this?
Wait, did we not say the Iori one?
Oh, wait, did I?
Yeah,
not?
and you,
Oh,
Yori's
sorry.
just hanging with
That's one of
Yori's,
the four.
Yori's just hanging with his dad.
Yeah, his dad is
Like
alive.
he's showing him the digital world as if
Yeah.
Mhm. Like, hey, Dad, you were right. Check it out. Yippee!
Woohoo!
And then, yeah, one by one, their partners are just like, hey, are you actually okay with this? Like, think about it. And
And
they
they're
all
like-
come to the realization, oh, fuck, this is fake.
Oh right, the divorce is real.
The funniest one to me is also Iori's because his dad just starts like ape posing, floating
Yeah.
away.
It's like, and the Hermione is like, no,
Bye.
you can't go there.
Bye, son.
It's also just like obviously like all the Digimon do it, but it's just the Hermione one having to do that.
Yeah.
Are you sure that like this
Are
isn't
you okay
real?
with
This can't you see? It's escapism. Dagyaa.
Iori, you have to understand.
Okay, this episode might have to be titled "Can't You See It's Escapism?" Dagyaa.
Yes.
Yori talk to his dad.
Yeah. So basically, like, Iori's talking to his dad, and like they're all in their ideal world, and they eventually come to realize that this is not correct. The funniest one is by far Daisuke. Daisuke busts into Takaru's dream, and he's like, "Divorce is real."
It's just like
Not for my parents, though.
well, I think he says like, yeah, I think he looks like you already realized what was going on.
Yeah, because Takaru does actually realize, ah, shit, this is fake, and then Daisuke like kind of tears open the wall to his dream, and he's like, "Oh shit, you got it already. Sick. Let's go."
We gotta move.
Yeah, and then for Miyako, X-Vmon shows up. For Iori, Flame Dramon shows up, and for Hikari, Light Dramon shows up, which is really funny. And then
I do just like that conversation Miyako has though.
yes, where
Just
Hawkmon is telling her just like, you don't actually hate being around them. You just kind of need some time to yourself occasionally. And she's
And he was like,
yeah.
I'm having some cake. You want some too? Like, well, I like the version. Why'd you tell me some more about yourself sometime, Hawkmon?
Yeah. Nice.
Yeah, that was really cute.
And then we get the big one, which is Ken. So, Ken is
Yeah.
walking
Desert.
Ken is walking through the desert, and he stumbles upon the Digimon Kaiser having been crucified. Really more tied to his stake, but saying crucified is funnier. And he's
Yeah.
surrounded by a bunch of Digimon, and they proceed to just have him be beat to
Executed.
shit. Yeah, like they're all attacking him. Just like every Digimon does an attack, and we see cutaways to the Digimon Emperor being hit by his attack. And there's like 6 of these. And then he dies.
He just like, yeah, he like fucking cut, like, turns it like the little pixels, like things do in the Digimon when they die.
Yeah. And he's just like, oh my god. And then Osamu shows up and says, see, Ken, your sins have been absolved. You no longer have to worry about everything. The Kaiser is dead. You're totally fine. And you can go on living your life happy. And he's just like, oh, thank God. At which point Wormmon...
It's like, you really don't think that's it, do you?
Yeah. He's just like...
You've got stuff to do.
Yeah. You have
like,
things to do.
It's like simultaneously like still being wrecked, like wrangling with the guilt of the Kaiser stuff, but also like a desire to just like have it done with, to just like not even have to think about it anymore.
Yeah. So basically, Ken's ideal world is being absolved of his sins completely, which is fucked up.
Yeah.
But
It's just like, I don't want to tell you this, Ken. I feel like at this point you kind of have saved the digital world.
yeah, like Wormmon is just like, Ken, like you really have done enough at this point, but there are still things you need to do. So suck it up, buddy. We're getting out of here. And then
I swear, like someone, like when they all show up to see Ken, someone says like, "You got over your." Basically, just said like, "I'm happy for you. You got over your trauma."
yeah,
I don't know about that, but he's working on it.
We basically have the Evangelion congratulations scene with all the other people being like, "You did it, Ken." And this is where it's revealed that all of the separate Vmon evolutions appearing was not actually an illusion. They have all manifested at once.
And he's just like, I don't know, I believed XP won't be stronger. And then these two showed up.
They're just all here now. And so they're just like, oh, okay. Well, fuck it then, right? And they all manifest every single form of their partner and proceed to beat the ever-loving shit out of Belial Vandemon.
They run the entire, they like do that shit for like 5 minutes. They run the
yeah.
entirety of Breakup.
Yep. It's like every evolution sequence played in like at the same time on screen, all of them doing an attack, every single one of them hitting Belial Vandemon for every single guy. Just all of them.
I think they do like some like funny combo attacks too. I think my favorite one that happens is was it Nefertimon does Rosetta Stone?
Yes.
And then Angelomon smashes it with an arrow, and it just pelts Belial with fucking rocks.
Yeah, I did actually. I specifically wrote down that one as well because it's really good. Belial Vandemon is just like, okay, fuck all this shit, and attempts to do Melting Blood again. And then Ankylomon and Anjumon, because they're both here, Jogress into Shakomon, and it's just like, Shakomon be like, no fizz.
Oh.
I don't think it's fizz.
It's fine.
No, everything. Oh, wait, before that, I think, another bit I like is just the bonk from Ankylomon on his head.
Yeah. He's, like, reeling from getting hit by Gold Rush and Oxygen Homing, and then, like, when the smoke clears, it's just Ankylomon's tail coming into full frame. Fucking amazing. Yeah, this is literally just a 5-minute sequence of everyone ventilating Belial Vandemon. Like, they are just beating the ever-loving shit out of this guy. So, Belial Vandemon is finally just like, why, Daisuke, were you unaffected by the move? And Daisuke's just like, I don't know, I'm just pretty happy, I guess. I don't
got any problems.
Yeah, like...
It's like, what? Don't you have any fears, any dreams for the future? It's like, well, yeah, but, like, I don't think there's... He says, like, it's fine to have, like, worries and, like, dream, like, be scared about the future and stuff, but, right, well, I think he says, like, right now, there's nothing I want more than beating you.
Yes. Oh, it's so good.
So he literally got Belial Vandemon literally gets beaten by Daisuke being too stupid to have problems.
Yep. Like, not only Daisuke being too dumb to be worried about anything, but also the fact that Belial Vandemon used people's wishes in such a, like, twisted way made Daisuke so upset that his biggest desire was killing this guy. Awesome.
I gotta get you.
That's pretty great.
My MC.
So Belial Vandemon gets double positron lasered. And this is what hits him so hard, he shatters the barrier and goes into the actual digital world.
I'm just like, damn, look at the state of this place.
Yeah, it's pretty fucked up. The digital world is not doing too hot right now.
By the
way, they ended up in the digital world, so another strike against Black Greymon sacrifice. They still made it there.
Belial Vandemon gets real big with the power of darkness.
He's like, delicious darkness.
And he gets real big. All the Jogresses attempt to go hit him, though it is just the 3 main ones now because they're in the real digital world.
Can't. Yeah, the clones can't come through, leave that like little zone.
And then Belial Vandemon uses the clinical depression spheres and hits all 3 of them, and they just kind of collapse to the ground.
Gravity.
I mean, what?
And the episode ends with him basically restating his, usual Vandemon goals. So I want to unite the world, yada, yada, yada. Same thing.
Darkness,
yeah. Same thing the other Vandemon wanted to do. Which means we can move into SHIN Dub Zone episode 49, The Last Temptation of the Digidestined. Actually, I kind of like this title.
Biblical.
So, the only name change was Mind Illusion being changed to Mental Illusion. The dream sequences are left intact, surprisingly enough. At one point, Miyako says, I guess I was being a really big oinker back there. Don't know what the fuck she meant by this.
I don't.
Eating too much? I don't fucking know.
Shockingly
Oink.
enough, what was that?
Oink.
Thank you, Leon. Shockingly enough, they did not remove the Kaiser getting his shit rocked. That is just still in the dub. None of it's cut. Unfortunately, Davis's speech in the dub about my only goal right now is to kill you specifically is kind of like really lame in the dub. It doesn't
I'm
get as hard.
shocked.
But with that, we can quickly go into Momo's Digimon of the week and then promptly followed by our questions. So Momo, tell us all about this thing.
Well, you see,
What?
obviously, over the course of this wonderful little show, we've seen many armor forms.
Yes.
But you may not know, there are many armor forms that we never saw, such as this guy. And if you're not familiar with this guy, Bridget, his name is Pipismon.
Oh?
Yeah.
I'm not doing this one.
What's wrong with Pipismon?
He is the armor evolution of Patamon with the Digimental of Love.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Yes, that's right.
That's awesome, Patamon.
There are some really fucking random looking armor evolutions. They're very,
Ooh.
very funny looking.
Oh yeah.
Pismon.
Pipismon. Yeah.
Such as I think what I always remember is Sathmon or Satmon, which is it's Vmon with the Digimental of Love, and it really just looks like a darker Pulsamon.
Yeah, it looks like a terrestrial based like bulky Halsamon.
I believe like the one that often gets shown off is I think it's called Kongomon, which is the Digimental of Miracles on Wormmon, which I guess would have been his armor if Magnamon wasn't a thing.
Yes. Another one they typically use fairly often is a Honeybeemon. That's
yeah.
I believe that's Vmon
It's knowledge.
with knowledge.
Vmon with knowledge.
Yeah.
Just knowledge is the crest is literally on its head, which is funny when it just shows up as random background Digimon because the crest is still just on there.
Yeah. Yeah, there are tons of armor forms. There's even armor forms technically for the original Adventure Crew. There is a drama CD where as a goof they all the original Adventure Kids use the Digimentals just like randomly to start evolving and see like what happens. So all of the original Adventure Kids have one or two canonical armor evolutions, some of which have designs, but most unfortunately, Palmon's only one, Cheergalmon, does not have a canon design. They never gave that one a design. We just know its name. Shame.
Just like, yeah, armor Digimon are a cool thing that I wish they went back to and did some more with.
Yeah.
But like they've done plenty with Jawgrass, but like armor's very much just a thing that fell to the side after 02.
All right, now we can go ahead and talk about our questions for this session. So, the first question comes from Vidros. How well do you think it would work if they tried making a Digimon tokusatsu show or movie? Maybe they could expand Seekers and or the Liberator web novel into a show without it being as expensive as a full anime. So again, I don't know jack shit about tokusatsu, so I'm actually going to go ahead and get up and refill my water, and you three can talk about this. I'll be right back.
So I think immediately, like the main problem you run into the concept of a Digimon. Hang on, I need to plug this in. I think the problem you immediately run into is like the concept of Digimon tokusatsu is obviously like because like Digimon's animated by Toei, so it would tokusatsu. The only way that you can really like and in a tokusatsu setting, like show off Digimon would be in CGI, right? Like we can all agree on that.
Yes.
Yeah.
And if you've ever seen a Kamen Rider show, a Sentai show, you might know that tokusatsu CG looks like garbage.
Like
Specifically
even like
from Toei. specifically from Toei, Toku CG is fucking terrible.
Unless
And
it's like specifically for like fight like specific like fight scene like CG, like not like models, but like actual like effects that they edit on later.
Well,
Like
yeah,
the
but
3D,
that's just like special effects. I mean, like
yeah,
Digimon,
Models.
like
You'd
a
have to make like
monster.
Digimon and you have to make like a lot of like like it's like, oh, maybe they could. Like, the problem is too, you have to make like a lot of Digimon models to make something like that work. Like more models than a tokusatsu, like a Toei tokusatsu would already have, like on average. So you run into this thing where the standards for Toei Toku CGI are already really low, and then on top of that, they probably have to model per episode way more than they would usually have to, which would probably just only put the quality down even further.
Yeah,
honestly, the closest like analog we have is probably Gotchard, because it's got the oomfies and it's got some models for some of the oomfies.
it's just something where like I think at the end of the day you would like it wouldn't. I don't think it would ever actually end up being cheaper than just making a regular anime. Probably end up being more
Yeah.
expensive. Unless you want unless you want some like Amazon mini series or something like that. Like you
Where
probably do
it's like
that
a
with
very
Seekers.
limited amount of them. Like you can
Yeah.
do that with Seekers, because Seekers, but something like Liberator, like, if you were to like, do that like a card game anime usually goes, like, every Digimon played is like shown holographically or something. So you'd
Guys,
have to have a model for all of those, and I don't think Toei would pull that off like at all.
hear me out.
Mm-hmm.
Shin Digimon.
Was like Vemon like punching dudes and they're exploding in the blood.
Yeah.
I mean, shit, dude. Digimon's tried weirder shit than that. Why not? I'm not gonna say no. Imagine imagine a Hideaki Anno directed Digimon movie.
I think
What?
honestly, if Anno was born like a decade or two later, I think we would have got that.
Yeah, I think so too. I think that shit's a little like past his
That's
time.
past his era. That is past
Yeah.
he is of the 80s and 70s.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, no, that's my answer. I just think like logistically and how Toei would fund it, like a Seekers miniseries, maybe. Liberator, definitely not.
I mean,
Or like even like an original show, probably not.
isn't like aren't hybrids like probably like the closest?
Yeah, unless you want to just actually okay, the other route you can take with this is just make it like a Digimon themed like season of Kamen Rider,
Yeah, like
Yeah.
where you
basically
transform
just-
into the. But I
But,
feel
like-
like at that point you're gonna get like you're overlapping like the Kamen Rider toy lines and the Digimon toy lines, and I don't know if that like I imagine like something like Bandai would probably like to prefer to keep those like separate
yeah,
or
that's
something.
just like if you have to go like the frontier hybrid type thing to make it work. It's like I feel like at that point it's like, what's the point?
Yeah,
I mean, theoretically, you could do like a short like what is it, Kamen Rider G?
yeah.
Like just do like a short like 15-20 minute like mini-sode maybe with like one suit or something, but
But I don't think like a full on like Digimon Tokusatsu show would be anywhere close to in the cards. Again, especially because on both Toei's and Bandai side, like I think things overlap there, but they would very much prefer not to have overlapping.
Great answer, everybody.
Yeah.
I've been back for like 2 minutes. I was doing on a Starburst.
can I have one?
Yeah, sure. Just drive up here and get it.
Okay.
Okay. So
I'll
the
see you at-
episode, the
Oh.
episode's gonna be delayed for about 23 or so hours while Leon drives up to my house. Anyway, second question from Anime PDX. Between Sabers, Cross Wars, and Adventure 2020, what season are you dreading covering? Which is your least favorite?
Adventure
How sloggy
2020.
will the future be? The objectively correct answer here is, in fact, Reboot. I don't think any of us feel differently about that.
Yeah, I know more about Reboot than I do the other two, and I'm like, I would rather watch the other two than
Like, I don't think Crossverse is very good. I think that's also like a very because it's like similar. Like, a lot of my Cross Wars complaints kind of overlap with my 2020 complaints, where I just think that show is like incredibly like shallow and like boring a lot of the time, and like has a longer episode count than usual Digimon to its own detriment with the addition of hunters. But like, there's still way more going on there than fucking Adventure 2020.
That's at least, a Cross Wars is at least, got like an original like gimmick. It's got like a bunch of, it's not just the same characters again, but worse.
Yeah.
Yeah, like reboot is the definitive answer to both questions of looking forward to the least and which is our least favorite. Sloggy.
Yeah.
So the immediate future is going to be a fucking slog because we got to do all of Try. The second we are out of adventure content, we are in greener fucking pastures because we're doing goddamn Tamers, which is arguably many people would argue the best season. I don't think so.
It's my favorite.
Like, I do not think people who say Tamers is the best season are wrong in any way, shape, or form. Like, I think it is a valid answer to being the best season.
It's kind of we're kind of having to gauge things because like I haven't seen a bunch of these seasons for a while. So like Tamers, like I know to be excited for that one.
Yeah.
Frontier, I very distinctly remember not liking that much, and like between things like I remember about it and then things people told me about it. I know you guys feel I don't know if I'm gonna be that fond of that show, like going into it.
That's what I was going to say. Like I think low key, like more than like 2020, because I'll just like that I will probably just at a certain point just stick on in the background and like I can probably glean most of it from only half paying attention.
Yeah.
I've never actually like there's a huge gap in my like Digimon knowledge between Tamers and like
Atmon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like at least from what I know, like I'm kind of like Frontier just seems like it has the potential to be like really boring to me, so I'm kind of worried about how I'm gonna feel going to that one.
Just like on face, I don't even really get the like I get that like at that point like Digimon's like numbers were like declining and like like they were trying new things. I don't know if like taking the Monster X aspect out of the monster collecting anime was necessarily the right call there.
I guess that's also like I understand, like I'm not going to say it's a bad idea on face because like I understand how people think it's really cool and some of those designs are really cool. I just don't know if I fuck that up. I just don't know how hard I fuck with the concept of hybrids.
It's like I feel like part of the reason why you watch these shows in the first place, at least in some small part, is to see like the bond between like the human character and their little like partner develop. Like that's like a thing throughout all the other shows. And there's no little partner to develop with. So it just kind of feels like a huge fundamental like enjoyable part of these shows like kind of taken out of there.
Yeah. Instead, we get the development between the kids that we don't really, from what I remember.
And also, like, and I do remember this, this, and like everyone who's watched that show more recently has like reaffirmed. That show is maybe the worst example of the Taichi Yamato problem ever. Like,
oh yeah. No, it is. It's significantly worse than any other season. Like by far.
Like the fucking other kids don't even get their perfect level equivalents.
It sucks.
Yeah, so there's a bunch of like I'm of course looking forward to the episode to the 10 episodes of just Dynasmon and Lord Nightmon shit stomping the other kids.
Yeah, that'll be fun.
Check out the upcoming episode. The thing that we will dropping next week or later this week.
But like that I feel like there's a pretty considerable vibe here of like we're all kind of not really looking forward to Frontier that much.
It's like I'm willing to be proven wrong. It's just my gut is telling me I probably won't like it.
Yeah,
and then no, you go.
Frontier content wise is going to be interesting because I do not want it to devolve into us being mean for like 2 hours every 2 weeks. So Depending on what the vibe is on Frontier, there might need to be some changes to formatting, but we'll find it. We'll cross that bridge when we get there.
We know a lot of Frontier heads. We might just have to need like one of them guest on, so there's like a positive voice on that show or something.
Yeah, we might just need to fucking get Diamond in here.
That'd be funny. And then Savers is kind of the opposite, where like that's a similarly. I've been watching it a while. I remember not liking it, but like everything that like I'm being told about and that like I'm remembering is like, no, I think I'll like heavy now, like nowadays.
Yeah, no, I know I'm gonna. I love Savers was my favorite season until Ghost Game happened. I'm so excited for the Sabers rewatch.
I'm personally like I can see me end up I just think, oh, this show's actually not just kind of sucks. Oh wow. But I'm very excited to get Cross Wars because a lot of Digimon I like are in Cross Wars.
Yeah,
I'm probably not gonna be too hot on Cross Wars, but it's like okay, like lifting the bill. I've been like exceedingly mean to 02 like the past few sessions, and it's like I'm gonna be probably meaner to this show than even shows I dislike more because like I like 02 is like a frustrating one because I want to like it more. Someone like Cross Wars, I'm probably just gonna sit there and be like, yeah, it's kind of sloggy, but whatever. I'll be there.
Gumdramon's there.
Well, for like the last third of it, he is.
For like first, yeah.
And he's there for all of it.
You know what? You're right. I'm sorry, I doubted you.
And then like Abmon, I think those of us here who've seen it are really big fans of that one.
I liked the first half of it that I saw, and then just fell off of it because, oops.
And then you get like 2020 is another dip. Ghost Game's going to be an interesting one because Lotte over here really likes that one.
Yeah.
And I don't think me or Momo, who've also seen it show fully, like, I wouldn't say we dislike it by any means, but we definitely don't.
I'd say I like it a little more than you, but like,
yeah, we're definitely nowhere near as high on that show as.
No, I am very much aware that I am in the minority with Ghost Game being my favorite season. I'm fully aware of that. Maybe that'll change after the rewatch. Maybe I won't like it as much a second time through. But I will say this, for Adventure 2020 and maybe even Ghost Game, we're going to be doing more than 5 episodes per session because those shows are long and fucking nothing happens in Adventure Reboot. We might even do 10 at a point. I'm not going to lie to you. After we do episode 50, the last 16 episodes are going to be in one session. Fucking nothing happens in that last arc. Nothing. That is all going to be one session. I'm saying that now.
That's awesome.
So, yeah, I guess just like to answer the question, like what people like and how sloggy the future's going to be. It's got very up and down, basically,
hills and valleys.
Well,
Digimon is a series of. In short, Digimon is a series of contrast. Thank you.
Basically,
of course, there is going to be a massive peak right after Frontier, leading into a slight downturn when we watch X Evolution and then go into Saber.
Be sure to check out our episode on Digimon Grand Prix.
Oh, but that's gonna be that came out like weirdly late. It's gonna be like between, I think,
Cross Wars
and Atmon.
I think so. Yeah,
I think it was before Cross Wars.
Really? Okay.
I think it was before Cross Wars.
But yeah, I'm really looking. I think X Evolution is like the one I'm the most excited about.
Yeah, I haven't seen that.
It's gonna be a fun one.
Great. Okay.
So yeah, again, peaks and valleys.
Yeah. And
because even Cross Wars
kind of went really into that question, but there you go.
Even Cross Wars is at least going to be followed up by the really good month.
Yeah.
So
So yeah, as always, thank you for the questions. Like, genuinely, very, very much appreciate people asking those kinds of things. And again, doesn't have to be about Digimon. You can literally ask anything.
Like Tokusatsu.
No.
Okay.
No, you can ask about Tokusatsu. Just don't expect me to give her an answer to it.
No.
Until we get to 01 and King Oger.
Oh God. Anyway, moving into episode 50. Our digital world.
The final one.
We're here, everybody.
Yes.
The last episode. Woo!
Our digital world.
So, this episode opens up with everyone in the real world has begun to gather as well. Coach Ro is leading everyone via the laptop to like a point of coalescence, I guess.
I don't even know he's leading them with the laptop. Because they know where they're going.
Yeah, I mean, because one of them asked like, "Are you sure it's here?" And he's like looking at his laptop and he's like, "Yeah, this is where like got it something data." Belial Vamdemon is like kind of working the three Jagras, and one of the seed kids is just like, "Damn, he got him. That's crazy."
He's like, that's wild. That's wild.
crazy.
That's wild.
So fucking good. And then another what like all of the kids eventually are just like, "Oh, they're like totally dead. This sucks. Let's just stay here forever."
Yeah, we're gonna stay in our weird
Dimensional
dimension.
prison thing. Sure.
Yeah. At which point the Digidestined are just like, "No, there is a way. We can win. You just have to be like, stop being such little bitches about it." Fuck's sake,
I'm
guys.
just imagining the like icon of like the fucking grilled cheese going, "Life is worth living, bro."
Daisuke literally just pulls out his phone. He's like, look at this picture. Do you understand?
Like this is his fucking life motto. He'd be hanging this on his ramen carts.
Absolutely.
Life is worth living, bro.
Oh my god. In Daisuke's ramen shop, there is a framed portrait of that picture, except it is a bowl of ramen instead of grilled cheese. 100%.
It's like a particularly good like noodle pull or something.
Yeah. So in the real world, shit's fucked. Like the entire world is like covered in darkness. Noriko, the girl who got her seed taken first, is actually still in the real world because she had already gotten taken, so she didn't join the other kids with Oikawa. And at this point, her parents are also with her. And it's also in the, like, we keep cutting back to the digital world where Belial Vamdemon is fighting the Jagras. It's just them getting worked. Nothing to talk about there.
Yeah.
So they're attempting to open a gate in the real world. Like Taichi does the whole holding up the Digivice and saying like digital gate open.
Digital gate open. Yeah.
Not working because they need the D3s to do that. But fuck it, may as well try.
And there's nothing. And then Coach just like, wait, they're reacting. All the gates are reacting.
And then all over the world, specifically, we see all of the kids who were part of the World Tour arc. They are all, like, I guess, just wishing really hard. And all their Digivices are glowing. And it is...
It cuts to Mimi, too.
Yes. Mimi is, like, leading the New York kids. Michael is there. All that kind of stuff.
Good old Dingo.
Yeah. And through the power of all their Digivices, the darkness covering the world is, like, being broken up and pushed back. At which point they all shoot out, like, beams of light that go down and begin energizing all of their Digimon partners who are in the digital world, kind of like surrounding the area where the fight is taking place.
And so Belial's just like, ah!
So is Black War Greymon Steel just like completely lifted at this point? Like, or is it like everything but Hikari specifically is now open?
He blocked that seal.
Yeah, he blocked that one seal. Specifically, which is why actually Koshiro is not in Hikari. They're specifically
like, out somewhere. Like, we have to go out this way because then we can't get in.
So literally at this point, like Black War Greymon Steel's an obstacle. That's great. Thanks.
Because I forget, like in 01. Sorry, Leon. Just specifically, like in Hikari Gaoka, there was like that place was especially like a good place to have a gate, right? That's why Vamdemon wanted to go there, right?
Yes, it all comes back to Hikari
Gaoka. Yeah, because that's the incident in the original adventure.
Yeah, sorry, Leon. What do you want to say?
I was much the same thing. Like that's just the gate they were using for all their shit.
Mm-hmm.
It may even be that like he just didn't like Oikawa just didn't know of any other gates, and he only knew of the one in Hikarigaoka because of the incident that happened. But that's I'm extrapolating.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I know I've been like harping on this, but like even in best face interpretation, I just think this is such a like flaccid way to pay off like Black War Greymon's sacrifice at absolute best. Just man, you deserve better than that. Come on.
New insert song. Probably
Yep.
called Our Digital World.
No way.
I know, it's crazy. Yeah, so we got a new insert song, got all the beams and lights and happening. It's very nice.
And it was like, hey, guys. I think like Gomamon's like, hey, guys, we're here.
Hi, everybody. The original kids go to the digital world via the gate they're opening out in the fucking mountain somewhere. Noriko actually joins them, so she comes with them to go to the digital world. At this point, all of the kids who are still in like the weird dream dimension are insisting like, we're not special like you. Like, we can't do what you're doing. We don't have Digimon partners. We weren't chosen. At which point Daisuke's like, I'm really not that special. Like, I'm just a guy. Daisuke begins asserting that they are not special. He is just a guy. Anyone could do this. Like, the chosen children are not particularly special in any way. They just happen to have Digimon partners.
Yeah, and he's like, I want to open up a ramen shop when I grow up, and everyone's like, what?
Yeah, and he's just like, it's okay to have dreams. Like, what are your dreams? Surely you have some. Like, everyone has a dream. And at first, all the kids are just saying, no, we don't have a dream, etc., etc. But then he starts talking about the ramen shop, and slowly, like, one of them says, like, oh yeah, like, I wanted to be a professional baseball player. I wanted to open a bakery. I wanted to draw manga, but people always told me it was a stupid dream, so I gave up on it.
Who's saying this to a fucking 5-year-old? What's your problem?
Noriko mentions that she wants to be a kindergarten teacher, and Hikari's like, no way, me too. And so
specifically, isn't she the first one to speak up?
Noriko? Is she?
Yeah, because she wants
she is.
She wanted to be a kindergarten teacher, and then Hikari's like, oh wow, me too.
Mm-hmm. And so, you know, it's a nice little moment of them all being like, yeah, no, we do have dreams, and we're allowed to, you know, want to be something. At which point, all of them materialize Digimon partners, which I kind of feel invalidates the entire point they were making.
Yeah, no, entirely. It's like, oh, you don't need a Digimon partner to be special. Anyway, you have Digimon partners now. Look, you're special too, just like us.
Yeah, now that you're not fucking depressed anymore, look, you have an Oomphy. Kind of really weird.
I think I don't know. I guess like I take that more as like dice game. I take it more as you don't need to be special to have a Digimon.
It's the timing on it feels really weird. Where it's like, I agree that I think it's supposed to be like, we're not special because we are chosen children. That's not like that doesn't make you special. Anyone can be a chosen children or a chosen child. You just have to not be fucking depressed about everything. Talk about your fucking dreams. Live your life.
Have a dream.
Yeah. The way it's like set up and worded makes it seem kind of weird. Just like, oh, now that you're not depressed anymore, you do get to be special.
It's like the way that like the kids talk about it. It's like the fact that they are chosen by Digimon is what makes them special, basically. Mm-hmm. Like in their mind, that's what being special is. So I guess, you know, the interpretation could be they realize that doesn't make, like, being a Digimon doesn't make you special, so therefore there's like no holdbacks on them getting Digimon, but it's very confused. I feel like there could have been a clearer way to convey that, because it does just come off as, oh, you're special now too, yay. Forget what we just said.
Yeah, but we got like 8 minutes left and we gotta fucking go. So,
yeah,
you know.
We don't got time to dwell on literally anything these past few episodes.
So, at this point, oh, by the way, while all the kids are talking about their dreams, Belial Vamdemon is slowly exploding piece by piece. I feel like that's an important fact. It's like, stop talking about being happy, oh god! And then eventually,
like his arms go away.
Yeah, he disappears. He's like Exodia, the Forbidden One.
And then eventually he completely explodes, and like the giant shadow shoots up into the sky and everything. At which point Imperial Dramon's like, no, you're not getting away. I'm fucking killing this guy. And just Giga Deaths him.
He literally is like Goku doing the spirit bug. Everyone, give me your energy. And this is also like the only time we see Giga Death in the show, by the way.
Yep. And he completely, entirely erases Vamdemon. He is fucking gone.
He nukes that guy.
And I'm not being like facetious. He's actually dead.
I also swear, like, the song they play there is like a rip-off of, like, a classical piece of music.
Oh god, is it?
It's like it's like the fucking Space Odyssey song.
Oh, Jesus.
I don't think it's I can't remember the name of the song proper, but you've heard
That's
it
fine.
before.
Yeah, that's fine. Funny enough, when like Vamdemon is fully disappearing, there's like a panning shot, and I think they just forgot to draw Sylphimon in the frame because she's not there.
Yeah.
Imperial Dramon and Shakamon are there, but Sylphimon is not. So I was like,
She's off to the left.
yeah.
She's actually standing in front of Shakomon.
You fucking got Mike Wazowski's. So at this point, Genai shows up, and fuck, man. He's like, hey, here's your holy ring back. I had it for some reason. And just so you know... the holy ring was what enabled you to Jogress. But you don't need to anymore, so I'm giving it back.
Hey, what about
Huh?
What about the egg? The Digimentals? What happened to the Digimentals?
What?
This doesn't make any sense. It's just get Tilmon's stupid little tail ring. What do you mean it enabled Jogress?
Yeah,
What the fuck?
I'm just taking this as Genna doesn't know what he's talking about again.
The stupid old man is making up bullshit again.
He actually forgot that he had it in his closet, and he was just like, "Oh shit!"
By the way, you don't need Jogress. Looks over at the Revenge of Dioboromon, which canonically happens after this and the beginning. Yeah, man, we're done with Jogress. Yeah, no, you got it. A+.
I hope some Dioboromon doesn't strike back.
Fucking Genai hands back the gold ring, looks directly at the camera. It sure would be a shame if something were to strike back. And then there's just silence for 5 seconds before it cuts to the next scene.
Half this show has been waiting on answers the writers didn't think about, and then they had to think about it again. Just sort of like, here's a piece of paper. I don't know.
They could have just not mentioned the Holy Ring. I don't think anyone fucking cared about the Holy Ring.
I think I was kind of under the assumption she had it back by this point.
No, she didn't get it back. She didn't get it back.
They should have just done a thing where it's like after he fucking dies, there's just like a little gold sparkle that like falls from the sky. And they walk up to it. It's like, oh, it's the Holy Ring. Where'd that come from?
Because there was the episode where they get stuck in the the dark ocean with Miyako, and that was remember that was like when she was looking for her ring.
Yes.
Couldn't find it.
Right, yes, yeah. They think they see it, and it's not the whole... Yeah, okay. I do remember that. Oh, fucking... Also, okay. Apparently the Dark Ocean is a part of that Dreams Made Manifest world? Apparently?
Yeah, sure, whatever.
They say it's, like, similar. They don't say it's the same thing.
They could just
they just say, like... Because the line is, like, oh, well, that place could turn emotion, so it's like, oh, I guess the Dark Ocean is similar, where it's like a dimension where it's amplifying dark emotions.
Okay, I took that as the Dark Ocean being a section of that world specifically amplifying bad thoughts.
They just say it's like that.
Okay.
At least it didn't read to me like them saying it's the same thing. Just it's similar.
I could believe either interpretation, honestly. At this point, they just kind of attribute whatever the fuck they want to the Dark Ocean.
Oikawa's not dead, by the way. Yori's been suspiciously missing, and then he's just like carrying Oikawa's limp kind of body. And he looks better now. His complexion got better because he's no longer a walking corpse. See? I told you it mattered an hour ago.
He's no longer a walking... Yeah, you're right, Lotte. He's no longer a walking corpse. He's no longer walking.
No, I thought you were gonna say he's no longer a walking corpse. He's just a corpse.
That's what I mean. He's like, yeah, he's no longer walking.
So, when I said that earlier, it's like I just think that's why I said it was funny when he turned gray because he was sad because he didn't turn gray after he got possessed.
Yeah. So keep that in mind, everybody. Being sad makes your skin turn pale. Just as a heads up.
Oh, that explains why I'm as white as I am. Now it makes sense.
I just thought it was because I never went out. I don't go outside.
No, you can.
Yeah,
you can
I thought it was that too.
Blame it on the depression. Don't
Oh,
even worry about going outside.
It's my intense clinical depression. That's cool. I'm not fixing that though.
Oh, it's Vamdemon doing that shit to me.
Oh man, get the fuck out of there. Get out of here.
We're so sick of you, old man. Okay. Now that Oikawa is better, and he sees the digital world, and he's really happy about it, a partner manifests for him. This partner is called Peepimon.
Peepimon.
So, very, very funny thing about Peepimon manifesting. The entirety of the crux of the plot of Last Evolution Kizuna now makes no fucking sense whatsoever.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Oh
yeah.
My god.
It's almost like Manoa doesn't know what she's talking about.
Yeah, it's almost like she's completely bullshitting. And like, Taichi and Yamato were there. We're just gonna pretend they didn't see that.
They were
they were off in the cloud. They couldn't see that from all the way up there.
Yeah. But like,
okay, so
yeah.
I had a thought along the same lines of like all of the kids getting their Digimon are because like they have like dreams of like what they want to do in the future, which directly contrasts with the Last Evolution, because like Taichi and Yamato like kind of don't know what they want to do.
And are like running headlong into being an adult instead, and are just like literally killing off their dreams and potential.
Yeah, and that's splintering them away from their partners.
Yeah.
Yes. So funny enough, like I said, it explicitly. So what I meant was because the crux of the plot is Manoa telling Taichi and Yamato what is happening. So like, yeah. So that doesn't make any fucking sense. However, it actually works to really like cement the ideas behind Kizuna.
Yeah,
it's also like, so I think Peepimon also says we've known each other for a long time, we've met before. She's like, oh, it's like that Peepimon was one of the Digimon he caught glimpses of when he was young.
Yeah. So yeah. So like I get like I'll keep note of this and try to bring it up during the Kizuna discussion anyway. But yeah, like the whole thing with Kizuna is actually, you know what? Let's not talk about spoilers. We'll talk about it actually, Kizuna. This is actually really important for that movie, shockingly enough.
Yeah.
Like I've been really cruel towards like this ending because I don't like most of it, but this like bit with Oikawa is actually like just generally really solid.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, my exact note is in actually all caps. Wait, what? This literally invalidates Manoa's whole shtick.
I'll mention it during the movie episode too, but there's another thing that gets mentioned during that movie that makes me go, oh yeah, no, she's just talking a whole bunch of bullshit.
Mm-hmm. And then my next note, oh, he's gonna die for real. And as it turns out, he dies for real. So
because like Iori's like, what? Come on, you're so close. Just walk to the digital world. And he's like, I can't.
Mm-hmm. He's like, no, I physically cannot get there. Like,
I think Genai says like Vamdemon leaving his body just drained all his energy.
Mm-hmm. And so he decides, because he sees like he literally says like, wow, the digital world has seen better days, huh? And there's like, yeah, no, it's kind of fucked up right now. And he realizes, wait, I'm still on the side of the whole dreams made manifest dimension. What if? And then he decides to sacrifice his physical being to like
restore the digital world.
Yeah, he wishes really, really hard to restore the digital world. And he explodes into a bunch of butterflies.
Do you get it?
Do you get it? And
anyway, yeah, it's a really sad death. Anyway, here's where Kawa's TCG card where he strikes a funny pose.
God fucking damn it. And then my next note. Ah, God, fuck the epilogue. Ah,
we're here, everybody.
Can I just say, because I assume I don't know about you, Bridget, I assume Lotte's going to get very mad about it.
I'm numb.
But like, it is just very funny to me how just this like, because I in my head I'm like, this is like the last like half of the episode, right? No, it's like 2-3 minutes.
Yeah, no, it's literally just like the episode's over and then it hard cuts to this for the last like 2 minutes.
It's like you get first of all, you get the reveal that the narrator the entire time, because like I don't know if you noticed at the start of this last episode, he stops he stops talking about like the he stops describing these everything as like a regular episode. He starts talking about it in like first person.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, the narrator this entire time was Takaru.
Yeah, he was writing a book about their adventures in the digital world. This is 25 years later.
Honestly, he looked not bad for nearly 40, you know?
Yeah, no, he looks pretty good. So yeah, like Takaru has become a writer. He has a kid, and he is going on to like they're meeting up. They're having a digital world meetup of all the Digidestined, all their families, and I'll just go down the line as I remember them. So Taichi became an ambassador for the digital world, like human Digimon relations. This makes sense. I'm totally okay with this.
Agumon in his little suit.
Yeah.
You better show Agumon in his little suit.
Oh, fuck. I don't actually think I took a screen cap of that.
What the fuck is wrong with you?
I was too busy typing the note, fuck!
Hang on, I'm gonna fix your fucking mistake here real quick, alright?
Oh my god, I'm so sorry.
You're gonna tell me Agumon in a little suit isn't important.
It is important. I just didn't do it because I was remembering the epilogue and getting upset.
Jesus fucking Christ. Can't rely on them for anything. Gotta do it all myself.
Oh my god.
Sounds like being upset at the epilogue was more important than Agumon in a suit.
Yeah,
you added the episode then.
Okay.
You were the one who wanted to host this podcast. This is on you.
So true. I'm literally that fucking picture of Joe Biden with you figure it out, smart guy, and it's the puzzle with 2 pieces.
There we go. It's in call chat. I fucking did it for you.
Okay, alright. I'm gonna put it up on the fucking screen. And it's like, oh my god.
Now this is a guy I would vote for.
I get no fucking respect.
Hell yeah, Agumon for president.
Let's go, Agumon.
Well, who's president and who's their VP?
Agumon's president ties the VP.
There you go.
Look at that. He's in a little suit.
He's got his little bow tie. It's adorable.
This is great.
Yeah. So this is one of the few epilogue things I'm just like, yeah, this works. It makes sense. Okay.
Like, especially with how public like the digital world stuff became by the end of 02. Like, yeah, no, this is like you need an ambassador for this, and yeah, Taichi just makes sense.
Yep.
Don't worry, most of us won't try to eat you.
So
don't worry about Agumon.
Yeah, don't worry about him. Yamato becomes an astronaut and the first man on Mars. What? Huh? What do you? What?
I'm not gonna say this makes any fucking sense, but I'm also going to say that our Gabumon in an astronaut uniform that they have like specifically modeled around his fucking horn is one of the funniest things I've ever seen.
That is objectively true.
So 2 things about this. One, you can't like stand on Mars soil like that.
True.
Well, I'm pretty sure that's not how that works. 2, the way Kizuna retroactively decides to try to make this make sense by having Matt just kind of stare at a rocket in the credits, really funny.
Like it is really fun. Like Last Evolution's kind of lauded as well, not lauded. That's not the right word. Generally, people tell also that's like a Taichi and Yamato movie. It's like, is it really a Yamato movie?
No.
Is it really?
It's mostly a Taichi movie. Oh my god. Okay. Koshiro is working with like he's the main Digimon researcher. Of course, no doubt.
Joe has gone on, he's become a full-on doctor, and he's become the first doctor, who can help Digimon.
Again?
I think they literally called the digital doctor.
Yes. Makes total sense. All right, and we're done with the ones that make any fucking sense at all, with the exception of Daisuke. All right, so...
Okay.
Mimi has started a baking show?
When did she ever express any interest in cooking? What the fuck?
Yeah. What?
She's a woman.
Well, yes. Okay, she's a woman.
Oh, we're gonna get to that. We're gonna
Oh, we're gonna get to
later.
that. Sora started her own fashion brand.
You know what?
Why is there no Mimi?
I'm behind this just because it means she said go fuck yourself to your mom.
You know what? Fair enough.
Fair enough.
She's still doing a objectively quote unquote feminine hobby, but
yeah, but it's not what her mom wanted her to do.
It's
so
not what her mom wanted to do. Yeah.
It's just kind of weird. It's like I feel like this should have been Mimi, but whatever. I guess like
flip flop.
I'm going. Like I guess I know I'm like trying. I know.
Yes.
I know. Okay.
You're being devil's advocate. It's okay.
No, not for this. It's for the Mimi thing, because like, I guess like, because okay, spoil. I guess we've already spoiled Last Evolution, so like me and that Mimi's obviously in on like fashion.
Mm-hmm.
She's like on the startup. Yeah.
Yeah.
No. Honestly, I would just. Mimi just strikes me as a type who just be like, I'm one of those fucking like big multi I'm gonna go into every market. I'm gonna be in fucking everything.
Yeah.
She is also, and I really do not mean this in a much derogatory sense. Mimi is also absolutely a nepo baby who can just kind of do whatever she wants.
This is objectively true, and I'm not going to say it isn't. I'm just saying her having a baking show makes no fucking sense.
Yeah, no, like
they
baking.
Don't even say she's got a baking show. They just say she started cooking.
Well, no, she has a cooking program. That is literally what they say.
It's just funny because, like, in their thumbs, it's just started cooking.
It's like fucking bizarre.
I know what they mean. I know what they mean. It's just funny the way it's phrased.
Oh god, that covers all the original Adventure Kids, right? I'm not forgetting anyone.
I think so, yeah.
Well, aside from Hikari and Takaru, but yeah.
I mean, those two also make sense. Those were just things that they were like. Yeah. Well, Takaru not so much. Hikari was like,
she's doing
the things she wants.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like and then Takaru becoming a writer. Man, by the end of 02, I don't know what character traits I assigned to you, so I'm not going to say this doesn't make sense.
Yeah, it's just like, yeah, sure. You could have put anything on Takaru, and I would like, yeah, fuck it, whatever. Okay.
Yeah.
And although that, sorry, just last thing with Takaru, that thing does become a lot funnier with the addition of Try in Last Evolution.
Oh, yeah.
We'll talk about that.
It gets continuously funnier. Daisuke opened his ramen cart in the US. It was a big success. Totally chill with that.
Was it like him on Time magazine?
Yeah.
Okay, so this is like one like so him starting a ramen cart makes sense. There's this thing that like all of these have that's like a little like come on where like and I think it kind of almost goes a little against the point sort of like what the ending was going for before.
I know exactly what you're going to say, and I completely agree with you.
Where they not only like go into their professions, but they're all like the most successful people at their professions possible. Like Daisuke can't just have like started a ramen cart or like or like a ramen restaurant. No, he has to have specifically started a ramen cart so popular it's now an international fucking business. And it's like, I don't know if that's necessary because again, like the whole point is like Daisuke telling those kids like in the dimension like we're not that special, and it's like I don't know, but based on this epilogue, you're all pretty fucking special, seemingly.
Like several of them it makes sense. Taichi being like the primary ambassador, no duh, that's perfectly fine. Koshiro was always literally gifted. No duh, he's gonna be like a major researcher. Mimi's a nepo baby.
Yeah.
Sora having a
Joe is like just like the most consistent character in this franchise somehow.
Yeah, no, it's really funny.
But then you have like Sora started her own fashion brand. Oh, Daisuke has an international like ramen cart thing. Oh, Matt is a rock star who goes to space. Like, man, come on. Like, I feel like it would
a rock star anymore.
I think he's just an astronaut. I don't even think they mention his music.
I mean, still though, like
it is very funny.
It's like I don't mind like at least a couple of these people being really successful, but I think it would have been more realistic and not kind of messed with the fucking message at the end if at least a couple of these people were just kind of normal in the like normal position.
Don't worry, Bridget. One character is in a totally mundane and normal position.
Somehow Ken has like one of the. I know you're talking about Miyako, but somehow Ken has like the least fantastical profession out of any of these fucking characters.
Yeah, he's just a cop.
Oh, okay. By the way, I am sorry. I am sorry that I'm going to be doing this to you, Lotte.
Mm-hmm.
His job is a massive Kamen Rider reference.
I know. I am aware that his entire thing is a Kamen Rider thing, which is I was going to bring that up because I said he's a cop, and I was about to be like, not. It's complicated.
Well, no, he's a detective, and his partner is a bug man.
Yeah, no, I know. I know. Yeah. It's literally Kamen Rider.
Very specific show because there is there's a detective in a show called Kamen Rider Kuga, and what the allied to the main character is a detective called Ichijo.
And obviously Ken's name is Ichijo G.
Yeah.
And Kuga was the show, like Kamen Rider show that was airing at the same time as Digimon 02. So it's,
Yes.
That's how they shout it out. It's
Sorry,
still
I just wanted to make it clear how on the nose this reference is.
Yeah, like Ichijo G, like he literally wears like Ichijo's outfit, like detective outfit from Kamen Rider Kuga.
Throws his hair out a bit.
Yeah, throws his hair out, parts it in like the exact same way. Obviously like Sting launches the Kamen Rider, like yeah. So it's just a reference. It's still what?
Yeah. Like he's not super
detective?
smart or talented anymore. So like,
where did the detective work come from though?
Like, I can really stretch for this one to make it make any amount of sense. Is he is trying to do as much good in the world as he can. So like, arresting bad guys. Yeah, like that's really all I got.
See, but like then I think, did they think about it that hard, or did they just give him a random job to make a Kamen Rider reference?
It's
and
the latter.
I would bet my money on the latter, to be quite honest.
And then Iori has become a criminal defense attorney, which
defense attorney.
Sure.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. That lines up, fucking, especially like after he starts, learning what his dad did.
Yeah.
He's also a stick in the mud for the rules, so like.
Yeah, sure. This is like extremely in character.
Yeah. And that was all of them. No, that was all of them. We don't need to.
No. There's one. No, you can't avoid this one, Lotte. You can't avoid this one, Lotte. Don't talk about it.
And then there's Miyako, who married Ken and became a housewife. That's it. That's like, where she winds up.
I don't have a high opinion of how Adventure as a whole treats women, because I think it's just kind of quite bad, like, in general.
Yeah.
Like, Sora's been pretty bad. Like, the best fucking treated female character in this series is the fucking Nepo baby. Like, Jesus Christ.
Like, it's like Mimi, and like, obviously I know that's her point, but like, it's also like Mimi's character is very consistently that she's like, whiny and spoiled.
Yeah.
Yeah,
like,
so
I enjoy that about her, but that's like her character.
It's still not great, but it's like better than like Sora's been treated like garbage. Hikari is like effectively just at all points a walking plot device, so not exactly great there either. But dude,
remember,
like, she's been treated so bad throughout the entire show already. But then the fucking
she gets Toriyama.
She gets fucking Chi-Chi'd. What the fuck?
Yeah. Remember she was the techie of the group? Do you remember that from the episode she's introduced in and then it's never brought up again?
No.
What was that?
It's brought up in the movie.
That's true. That is true. So, funny enough, it feels like Kizuna in the beginning do everything in their power to course correct Miyako specifically.
I would not be shocked if like we get like a redone version of the epilogue where like basically most things are the same except specifically Miyako, because like, dude, what the fuck?
I'm going because like they only ever touch upon that she's a housewife, but like I wouldn't like because like there's like bits in like I don't remember Last Evolution, but at least there's bits in beginning where it's like she's clearly like flirting with Ken.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean,
and it's like they're clearly gonna still go for that, but I'm gonna assume it'll be some shit like, oh, she takes over the family business or some other shit.
yeah, because it's like it's okay. Well, like I still think the relationship with Ken is like, dude, come on, what, where,
Yeah,
when?
Yeah.
I
But-
will admit they teased it. They teased it more than I remembered in this show, but it's still not a lot.
But it's like, you know, like it's not a fucking like still a very
not-
out of nowhere relationship. But like that's my problem is more like you have been treating this character so poorly, and then her end is she had a lot of babies and is now a housewife. Like, man, fuck off! Come on.
If we
So-
lived in a perfect world, the third movie that they are announcing in January of next year will just have the Daisuke Ken Yaoi ending. Or a throuple. I'm fine with either. It's fine.
So true.
Oh yeah, there was the fucking adventure thing between
So-
episodes.
Yeah.
I noticed something about the epilogue.
Yeah.
They specifically say that in the future, everyone will have a Digimon partner.
Yeah, they sure do, huh? Which,
Yep.
yeah. Yeah. I read that line and I was like, oh, wait, what? Huh.
The real question is, are they gonna do some sort of like thing along the lines of like what Bridget has said, where it's like Yggdrasil starts giving people Digimon or something? Or are they gonna do like a fucking second timeline where there's a timeline where Ukomon succeeded and gave everyone a Digimon?
The bad
I-
universe is where the O2 epilogue happens?
I mean,
Yeah.
I just assumed that that's a result of like they've properly made ties with the digital world and they're just interacting as normal now.
Well, sure, but it's way funnier to think about the implications based on the beginning.
Oh, it's just like everyone
Something-
gets a Digimon, and it's like I don't know. It just feels weird.
I'm trying
I
to
can't
be
really-
nice.
I
Nail
know
down-
you are. No, I was not disparaging you. I just think it's significantly funnier to think about the epilogue as contrasting directly with the other movie.
Because it's like they touch upon it in beginning, and also Digimon Survive of like if everyone gets a Digimon,
I mean,
If-
survive doesn't really count. That's like
Yeah.
another thing.
well, yeah, but like it touches like the same issue of like if everyone gets a Digimon, there's gonna be people that use Digimon for evil,
Like,
like no matter where you go.
so, like, yes, what Momo said is probably just correct. It's just like, yeah, no, over the course of the 25 years, things have settled to a point where it is okay for this to happen. And they also probably weren't, like, just thinking about, oh, yeah, well, now evil people have Digimon too. It's like, yeah, like, essentially, it's not that deep. But it's way funnier to overthink it, so I'm going to.
Okay, consider the implications.
Consult the graphs.
Dynasmon! You'll see that in a video later.
Yeah. It's really... Yeah, ignore the Dynasmon that's in the background right now, and you're not gonna fucking know what the hell is up with that until, like, Thursday.
He's just chilling right now. Don't worry about him. He's posting online.
Anyway, Shin dubs on episode 50.
Oh God.
Oh my
Last
god,
one.
no!
Yeah, the last one. I'm free after this. A Million Points of Light. I actually really like this episode name. I think it's good. Giga Death was changed to Giga Crusher. A random child screams, "I believe in myself now," which I thought was incredibly funny. Oikawa does still die, though that was kind of unavoidable. There's not really a way you can cut around that one. And the epilogue exactly the same, except after every single "this is what they're doing," they make a bad joke, making it objectively worse. And that's it. We're fucking done. Show's over. Go
We're
home.
done. The show's over.
Everyone go home. Ignore the fact that we're going to be doing one more episode for O2 because we got to cover the movie and wrap up, but it's fine. O2's over.
Oh, it's over.
Now we can move on to good content like Digimon the movie and try.
Ah!
Oh, I'm so excited. Are you excited, guys?
I tire of this Digimon adventure.
Why won't they leave?
When do we get paid?
Good night, everybody. Closing thoughts?
No, wait, hang on.
Hang on.
Momo, you got anything to say?
I had fun.
God damn it, you're all sad now, and I feel bad. I didn't want to, like, take the wind out of your sails. I genuinely agree with you. I just think it's objectively funnier to think it's fucked up and weird. My first priority is always the bit. You know this about me.
Just in that wasn't even that specific. Just in general, you know.
No, I get it. I get it. You will have, like, when we do the actual wrap up episode, I do want you to have like an extended sequence where you just get to talk about enjoying the show, because I do really want to hear your thoughts about it. Anyone else? Or can I stop the recording now? Like, what are we doing?
We've been here for 4.5 hours. Please release me.
Bye.
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 Wyvern's breath.